Hey y'all, Irix guy here. Now, this is going to be huge when it releases, and that's the GoPro drone. Not to be confused with a lot of drones in the market that have a GoPro attached to them. I'm talking about the GoPro drone, the drone developed by the GoPro company. You know, that company that makes that cool camera you can attach to almost anything. What I want to talk about within this video, and before I do, I'm going to give you a brief background if you're not familiar with my channel. I've been using GoPro. I didn't start with the Hero 1, but I started with the GoPro Hero 2. And ever since then, I've been addicted to GoPro. Hero 2, Hero 3, Hero 3 Plus, and now the latest and greatest Hero 4 Black Edition. Actually, they've got a session out, but it doesn't do 4K, so I never... that's the only GoPro that's come out that's been new that I haven't purchased. But I plan to purchase one if they release a 4K model with user replaceable batteries. So the GoPro drone is going to be a game changer, not just because it comes from such a successful and well-liked company as GoPro. I mean, this is a company that's taken a camera and shrunk it down and made it to where it can attach to almost anything. And I mean, I use them when you can check out my thousands of videos. I use GoPros in the water. I use GoPros in the air, on the ground, everywhere. I mean, GoPros are great. And to think that GoPro's entering, based upon what they've done with their action camera, their GoPro camera, it only makes one wonder how successful their drone's going to become. Now, there's a few things that I would like to see with the GoPro drone. And obviously, number one is a more affordable price point, and that's something that's been strongly rumored on the internet, is that the GoPro drone will likely possibly even come in around the $500 US mark, which for me that would be incredible, because if you look at the GoPro camera, the top of the line GoPro camera, the Hero 4 Black, it's right around that price point. So to think that you would get a drone, now would that drone come with the camera attached? That's something I want to talk about. What I'd really like to see with the GoPro drone, I'd like to see something, not just another drone, not just another GoPro. What I'd like to see is a GoPro drone that integrates a new type of GoPro, a 360-degree GoPro. So think of it this way. If you've got the drone, then you've got a camera hanging down below it. While that drone's flying, it's filming in half a sphere. You know, half of, if you look at the globe, you know, the globe is spherical. It's spherical. I can't say that word. It's a funny word. Round, you know. So if you've got a camera on the bottom that's filming in 360 degrees while it's flying, what you can then do after the drone lands and you import your video into your video editing application, once you upload it to YouTube, then people watching that video, so with a traditional drone, the camera is going to point in one direction at a time. But with a 360-degree camera, while that drone's flying, it's filming that half a sphere. So when you're watching the video later, it's been uploaded to YouTube, you being the viewer, you don't just have to look forward. You know, maybe while that drone was flying, a bird went over this way and there was a rabbit on the ground down there or something. You being the viewer, while you're watching a video, you could pan over and see the bird, and then you could also go down and see the rabbit on the ground. So it would be a revolutionary step forward from a drone perspective, and it would provide a more interactive viewing experience, because in essence it would put someone in a virtual cockpit of sorts when they're watching this video. It's not just, oh, you're seeing where the camera wants you to see. No, the camera's filming in that half sphere. So you know, you can pan around while you're watching that video, and it's almost like you're in that drone. I think that's a must. What I also think is a must, and several other drone manufacturers have done this and they've executed well. Since GoPro is going to take the time to develop a drone, obviously it's going to have a gimbal to ensure that the video is stable. And you know, gimbals on most every high quality drone nowadays. It's what makes the camera stay horizontal with the horizon and makes everything look very very professional quality when you watch the video. But since GoPro will inevitably have to create a gimbal for the GoPro drone, what they need to do, and not to rip off other people, because there are other companies that have done this, but they need to make a solution to where not only can you film with the gimbal on the GoPro, but they need to have it, they need to take it a step further. So they need to have it to where both the GoPro and the gimbal detach from the GoPro drone, and then it becomes a handheld GoPro and a gimbal. Because at the time of posting this, at least to my knowledge, GoPro has not released a gimbal. Now I have a gimbal that I use with my GoPro, and you can check out my video. It's the Feiyu gimbal, and it works quite well. But what I'm talking about with the GoPro drone is the ability to detach that 360-degree GoPro camera from the drone very effortlessly, and then use it on a gimbal on land, have some sort of waterproofing mechanism for that so you could also use it in the water. You know, you really want to, GoPro really needs to, GoPro's got money now. They're publicly traded. You know, they need to utilize that cash to bring something revolutionary to the table. Because I guarantee you, I will be all over the GoPro on Irix Guy's Adventure channel, youtube.com/Irix Guy. I'll be all over the GoPro drone. So when it comes out, whether it's successful or whether it's a failure, and I'm extremely confident it won't be a failure, because there's few companies out there to where the CEO actually cares about the products. I mean, this dude, this Nick Woodman dude, he surfed, and he's just like, hey, you know, I want to make a camera so I can capture this. And he created the GoPro. Now the dude's like a multi-billionaire, which is awesome. I mean, all power to you. But that's the thing. I mean, you've got a passionate managerial team. You know, people that are making the decisions within GoPro. You know, they're not just corporate people. They're people that are passionate about the product, and they're passionate about it because they actually use the product. So this GoPro drone is going to be great, and I hope you take my advice into consideration. And hey, credit me. You know, that dude on Irix Guy's Adventure channel, youtube.com/Irix Guy, he spoke very highly about the GoPro drone, and he gave us some great ideas. I hope I did. And another thing that you need to take into consideration is safety, because nowadays, more than ever, it's more important to really place an emphasis upon safety, because all those irresponsible drone users are going out and creating a ruckus among media outlets. And you know, you turn on the news and it's something about a drone. It's not going to be a positive story. It's going to be, oh, well, this guy did this, and you know, something irresponsible. I'm not even going to glorify them with their less than responsible acts with the drone, because it's ridiculous. So there needs to be some sort of mechanism integrated into the GoPro drone that further promotes safety. You know, maybe some prop guards that come with it out of the box. Maybe some sort of flotation device. You know, should it crash into water? Ideally, the GoPro drone would be waterproof. That'd be really cool. But should it crash into water, it'll float so you can retrieve it. I mean, it may be damaged, but at least you can get it back and not pollute the environment. You know, should it lose power, is there some way for it to safely descend back to Earth? Just a few things to consider. So I hope this video is of value. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Share with others. It's youtube.com/Irix Guy. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day.